adult and non-formal education in Nigeria is geared towards national development based on the principle of getting adults, whether individuals or as a group, to learn and through learning change their perceptions, orientation and attitude, which will better equip them with much needed skills to be relevant members of the society by helping to solve some socio-cultural and economical problems. There is no doubt that adult education is a system that could be explored to get artisans, farmers and traders who are mostly in the grassroots to understand government policies, know the role of the private sector in their communities, their rights and privileges, civic duty and responsibilities, modern and innovative ways or equipment that could improve their businesses or even restructure entrepreneurial knowledge towards expansion of small and medium-scale enterprises. In Lagos, adult education learning points called literacy centers are about 700. How can these literacy centers, through their curricula, be used to improve livelihoods of adult learners? How can these literacy centers prepare young adults still on a job for digital age? These and more are what we will be looking at today on Panorama. You will meet my guest shortly. Be reminded. Be reminded that you can follow this news broadcast live on our website at nta.ng/live and on our other social media handles displayed on the screen for updates. I am Hinginu John Adams. Thanks for joining us. The Minister of Art, Culture and the Creative Economy, Hannatu Musawa, has expressed optimism that Nigeria's partnership with Qatar in areas of art and cultural exchange will create better opportunities for Nigerians in the future. The minister made this known in Doha during a visit to Qatar with His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and some other cabinet members. Musawa stated that the visit, which included a tour of the spectacular National Museum of Qatar, highlights the importance of culture and heritage in nation building, which underscores Nigeria's commitment to revitalizing the country's museums and monuments. Museums and monuments. Museums and monuments. Museums and monuments.
Interface in terms of what Nigeria wants to do. This is a new government with a huge amount of burden on its shoulder to do something different, to bring innovation and really take Nigeria into the future. And it is with the collaborations and the partnerships of countries such as Qatar we're able to do that. So this is really huge for Nigeria and for Qatar, I think. And in terms of many, many sectors, I think Nigeria and Qatar can have very meaningful partnerships. And, when it comes to the Islamic art and the way that they've been able to cultivate that, there's a huge community in Nigeria that also, wants to cultivate this Islamic art. I think there's a lot of interface. The people of Qatar and Nigeria just want to do better for their country.
The Chairman Board of Trustees of the Nigeria Muslim Forum United Kingdom, Dr. Abdallah Shehu, has called on Nigerians to uphold unity and tolerance to engender national development. He made this known at the recently concluded annual general meeting of the association in Derby, United Kingdom. Correspondent Oluwale Hamzat reports.
The Nigerian Muslim Forum UK recently held its annual general meeting in Derby, United Kingdom. The gathering provided a platform for members and executives of the association to review activities within the year and discuss issues of common interest as it concerned the welfare of its members. The Chairman, Board of Trustees of the Forum, Dr. Abdallah Shehu, admonished the Muslim Ummah to continue to play their role in Nigeria's development.
We should not define people by anything other than they are our brothers and sisters. And any differences are something that we can overcome. We may have different views, different upbringings, different experiences in life, but we should have one common objective: respect one another, love one another, and do things to the community, not just for your benefit, but for everybody else. Because if everyone else in the world does that, the world would have been a very different place.
The event hosted some dignitaries, notably the Deputy Mayor of Derby City Council, renowned academic and Islamic scholars, philanthropists, and friends of Nigeria, among others.
Actually, mashallah, the Nigerian community is beginning a community in the UK, and they are active. I see them, and they are trying really to have maybe more role in the society at large, which is very good.
It's for us to reflect and appreciate our diversity, and also ensure inclusivity in all activities that we do when it comes to serving humanity.
The level of professionalism and the contribution we've made to this great country. And the same is with North America. We have the highest number of professionals. We are recognized as the most educated people, immigrants in America, in Canada.
Awards of recognition were given to some guests and members who have distinguished themselves in their chosen endeavor. Olawale Hamzat, NTA, London.
Talking security now, following public outcry on alleged illegal and illicit transactions through point-of-sale machine operators and connivance with certain police operatives, the Nigeria Police Force has banned the use of POS machines and other electronic mobile money transaction devices within police stations and other police facilities nationwide. A statement by the force notes that the ban is aimed at preserving the integrity and security of police operations, forestalling perceived corrupt practices, as well as clearing commands and formations of possible criminal intrusion under whatever guise, while maintaining discipline within the force. Meanwhile, IGP Kayode Egbetokun warned that any violation of this ban will attract severe sanctions on the leadership of the affected commands and formations. Now, Nigerians are still mourning the pain of the death of former Chief Executive Officer of Access Bank PLC, late Herbert Wigwe, as they continue to pay glowing tributes to his memory and positive examples. His professional colleagues assembled in Lagos to celebrate his life of impact. Lanre Bilei reports.
The news of the demise of foremost Nigerian businessman, banker, philanthropist, and group managing director of Access Bank PLC, Herbert Wigwe, remains a rude shock to the entire Nigerian government, economy, and financial institution. This is because of his numerous contributions and his innovative banking policies, which have transformed the sector and made visible impacts on the people and the economy of Nigeria.
When people like Herbert pass, you don't recover from that person. You just learn to live with the pain.
And therein lies the sustainability of his effort, and therein lies the continuation of his legacy.
The gathering of these noble Nigerians is therefore to celebrate his life while mourning his death.
He was proud to be part of my success story, and I'm proud to name him my devoted friend, mentee, and brother.
The work he's done, the vision he had, the lives he touched will take us a long, long time to replace.
Herbert Onyewumbu Wigwe means many things to different people.
We take comfort and solace in the fact that he lived a great life and that his legacies will be with us forever and ever.
His vision was incredible. To think about even the university that he has more or less brought to life.
To the youth of today is to look at the Herbert Wigwe example and his life and see it as something that we can emulate for nation building.
We miss him a lot. It's one of those talents that you feel that, Nigeria needs to be able to pull the economy around.
It will be recalled that Herbert Wigwe died on February 9, 2024 in a helicopter accident in California, United States of America, alongside his wife, Chizoba, his son, Chizi, and 3 others. In Lagos, Larry Bileyi, NTA News.
Let's now pause for some commercials. Panorama continues after this break.
The council.
Welcome back. Adult education has been described as the process of equipping Nigerians with the right systematic learning skills to become vital contributors to national development. Educationists in the field of adult literacy say this informal education system is crucial to economic, political and cultural development of any nation. Larry Billy has details.
Adult education is a purposive learning in which most adults come to literacy centers to equip themselves with the right skills, usually driven by interest and purpose. This is also in tandem with Nigeria's adult education goal, which includes providing functional literacy education for adults who have never had the opportunity of formal education, improving basic knowledge, skills, and vocational training for people who need an upgrade.
The goal is to move the non-literates to become literate. The more literate we are, the more we understand policies, the more we engage in business transactions successfully, the more we don't have conflict, because when we understand each other, conflict resolution is less, because I can understand your point of view, because now I am more exposed than I used to be. There is more quarrel when you are not literate, because the non-literate continues to have an inferiority complex, like the government is against us, this policy is against us, everything is against us, and that's because of the myopic knowledge. But by the time they're exposed, they'll be like, oh, so this is what this policy is about. It's even for my own good.
If we don't take these adult education programs, numerous adult education programs to the grassroots, especially digital literacy that encompasses a lot of topics and a lot of concepts that can help bring them into the fore, that can help them understand how things are evolving in the society and in the world at large, they will be left behind.
Educationists believe that the end result should be modifying adults for human capital ventures as vital resources that could lead to national development. In Lagos, Larry Bileyi, NTA News.
Now, to talk more on adult education and national development, I have with me an associate professor and the head of Department Adult Education, University of Lagos, Ronke Ojo. Thank you for coming on Panorama.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
All right, is adult education really fulfilling the purpose of its creation?
Yes, that's the expectation of all of us, that in the practice of adult education, and to some extent, in Nigeria at present, adult education is fulfilling its purpose, its goal, because of the presence of many adult literacy centers in Lagos. Precisely in Lagos alone, Lagos State alone, there are 772 literacy centers. And if you get to any of these centers, you'll find so many adult, the artisans, the petty traders, the security people, men and women, and they are getting to be more involved in the formal education. There are several types of this adult education that we are talking about. We have the formal, the non-formal, and the informal. So the one that they are receiving at the literacy center is that of the formal education, which we need for them to be exposed, for them to be more knowledgeable. Because when you are more knowledgeable, when you understand the policies of government, you are able to interpret it better. Nobody will be able to deceive you without the fake news, without the interpretation of policies that the people don't understand. But at the present in Nigeria, especially in Lagos State that I belong here, I have seen that the goal of adult education is being fulfilled to a certain extent, although not totally fulfilled. And it is our work that we struggle for, that more of this goal will still be achieved. By doing that, we go to marketplaces to educate people, tell them come to literacy centers, and they'll be coming. And for the skill acquisition, we visit so many of these skill acquisition centers. Our students, we ask them to visit skill acquisition centers. There's one particular skill acquisition center in the railway quarters in Yaba there. Our students, our 300 level student University of Lagos, they do their CWES there in that particular workshop, and they gain a lot. Tailoring, electrician, carpentry, welding, they learn a lot. And when they come back, we ask them to give us their report in terms of presentation in a seminar class. And what they tell us, it serves as impetus for us to know that adult education is there. It's achieving its purpose to a certain level. But we pray that it will achieve more.
Okay, we are now in an era of smart gadgets, talking about NIN registration, e-ticketing. We are all involved. So how do you think adult education can help in this era?
That's another brilliant one. Adult education to some extent is doing that. Because I'm also part of this e-ticketing for train. Since this train to Abuja started, I've been patronizing them. And I can see that so many people that are illiterates, that are expected that they wouldn't even know how to do e-ticketing with their phone. They do it on their own. There was a time that the railway station was selling tickets, helping people to write their name. But now it is e-ticketing. You see these old women that have never been to university, that have even never been to secondary school education level. You see them operating their own e-tickets. This is what adult education has been able to imbibe on those that we in adult education call neo-literates. Some of them, we do give them gadgets in our literacy center. University of Lagos, Akoka has a literacy center in staff school that we operate Monday to Thursday, 5 to 7 p.m. We go there, a lot of things we teach them. If they learn only ability to write, read, and calculate, and they don't know other things, it won't be okay for them at this present time of use of gadgets, NIM, BVN, and everything. So we also do each one teach one. Our 300 level students are also the teachers in that literacy center. We go there to supervise them every day. And so they take their gadget, they take their tab, they use their iPhone, they use their Android to teach these students or these learners in our literacy center. So I think to some extent, adult education is achieving its purpose.
All right, talking about this very subsector, how can it polish learners to become human capital for the nation?
In fact, that's one of our major goals, becoming human capital. What that actually means is that they will be able to generate fund, and they will be able to participate in creation of fund for the nation. You understand that anybody that has never been to school before, that doesn't know the simple rudiments of reading, writing, people cheat them a lot. In fact, what they sell, they cheat them a lot. So many of them that are farmers, that are now coming on board to our literacy centers. They are farmers in suburb, they are fishermen, they are cleaners. They tell us when we have taught them to like about 1 year, 2 years, that so they can also know that people have been cheating them. And then they also know that they can move forward in creating more of their enterprise. When somebody that has never been to school does not know that, you can still improve, you can expand your scale, you can expand your skill. But because they have been to literacy center, so many of them have expanded their skills, contributing positively to the capital development of our country by selling. There are some of them in Adire. Adire making business in Abeokuta. 2 of our students did their PhD study at their centers. And then a lot of positive things are coming from there. Oh, with this thing that you have been coming to teach us, we have been able to increase our sales. Even we have been able to import.
All right, before I let you go, what is your word to those that are dragging their feet? Maybe they think they cannot catch up.
They are not doing themselves well. They have to come. They will catch up. We do not teach adults the way we teach our children. We call the methodology that we use for adults pedagogy. But the one that we use for adults is andragogy. Andragogy means that we have to know that they are busy, they have experience, they do not have sufficient time. So their own learning must be very relevant, situational, and very flexible. And that is what we are doing. So please, my people outside there, you are not worthless. You are good, you can learn. The way we will teach you, you will be surprised that you can learn so quickly. One on one. That's how we teach them on our campus, in our literacy center at University of Lagos. Right now, a student will pick one person, stick to that person. Maybe for 3 months, another person will come and teach maths, another person will come and teach English, another person will come and teach. So you can learn. Enroll yourself in any literacy center.
Thank you very much, Professor Ronke Ojo, for sharing your thoughts with us.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Moving